day, Dawns ARKS. Welcome everyone to your Phantasy Star podcast recorded live on July 25th, 2023. I'm one of your hosts, PrinceBrightstar, and with me is Rooks. Go ahead and say hello.
Hello everyone.
So we've got, of course, the NGS Headline coming up in about 5 minutes here. We thought we'd get a quick jump on some of the news that we were going to cover today here. So let's go ahead and just bring that up here to start with today. Starting off with, oh wait, what is that doing there? That is the wrong window. Okay, so we've got the end of the Ghost in the Shell collab coming to an end, actually as of today, so if you have any interest in that, you'll want to go ahead and scratch off on that. Along with that, we do have a little bit of information from the 11th anniversary, which is still ongoing. Specifically, we've got Stellar Graces coming with the next update, which is going to be happening later today, opening up again tomorrow morning. As you can see here, that's going to last for a week, so make sure to get in on that, since you usually, and in fact they do confirm it, you're going to be able to get Star Gems from this. Along with that, we also do have the Creative Space Showcase campaign that is still ongoing until the 1st, so if you have anything that you want to show off, just make sure to post it on, I guess it's X now, with the hashtag #C_showcase campaign. So
I still can't believe you actually went through with it.
I know, that was a surprise, and I was like, I didn't do this, but yesterday when the official PSO2 Twitter made mention of the change to X, I was like, I almost posted, and I don't know if you ever played this one before. There was an arcade fighter from before the days of Marvel vs. Capcom called X-Men vs. Street Fighter, and that whenever you put a coin in, it would say X. So. Yeah.
I never really played. For the earliest parts of my life, I was actually banned from playing fighting games. But I got to see it in the arcades, and it was always a spectacle to watch.
Gotcha. Yeah. Especially with some of the bugs that were in those games where you could just do infinites effectively. But yeah, anyway, going back to this campaign here, 40 participants are going to be getting 1,000 Star Gems as well as 3 end color change passes. Of course, make sure you read the rules so that you're in compliance with those, of course.
I wonder if these creative spaces will be put up for players to see, for other players to go explore. Probably.
Yeah, probably. And then also, if you haven't picked it up yet, you do want to make sure that you at least log in and grab the vocals for the Unfathomable Darkness disc. That was given out originally July 5th, but you have until the start of maintenance on August 1st to actually pick that up. And then, actually, I believe it was, not last week, but the week before, there was a bug actually happening, whereby, rather than it being locked to just the account, you were able to get the Arms Refiner 2 for every single character that you had, just by taking out bosses in each of the Alio battle regions. So, yeah, that is... Go ahead.
It was a useful bug. I am hoping they don't punish anyone who actually took advantage of that, because it was something that they couldn't really even help with, because it would help avoid doing, because it would mean they would not be able to play their other characters if that were the case.
Right, yeah. They say right here, the rewards earned before the scheduled maintenance can be kept and used as they are.
Alright.
Yeah, so players are good on that, so you better believe I took advantage of that one when I saw that in there. And then there is the great deals in the AC shop that goes on until August 1st. With the purchase of a premium set 90-day, you're going to get yourself a bonus 3 11th anniversary memory tickets. And then the other thing is there's apparently an issue going on with matchmaking for the battle arena within the PSO2 blocks. So what this is saying here is basically matchmaking does not progress at all. So they haven't posted anything about an actual fix for this, but I guess we'll hear more about that soon. We got a couple of other items we're going to cover from New Genesis, but let's go ahead and switch over here where they are actually getting started now.
Welcome back, everybody, to NGS Headline.
Hello, everyone. It's 9 p.m. So let's get started with NGS Headline. I'm the host of this show, Hiro Arai, the official NGS navigator.
Don't they ever correct? Aren't they ever going to correct
Here
that?
to bring you the latest info on NGS.
I don't know.
The
At least on the
PSO2
global side.
11th anniversary event is currently underway. And Nazun's Big Quiz Part 2 starts tomorrow, July 26th. Following Part 1, which appeared in the first half of the event, it features even more unique quizzes, so please look forward to them. And while you have all been enjoying the creative space, Alliance spaces are slated to be implemented in August. More on that later, so stay tuned. Once again, this program is to inform players about the present and future of Sega's online RPG, PSO2 New Genesis, or NGS for short, with info on current operations, future updates, campaigns, and more.
I guess the question is, are they going to leave with the falls
This is
like?
a pre-recorded broadcast. If you would like to watch it in Japanese, you can
There
check
were
it
a
out on the
few
Japanese
people who were
NGS
worried
YouTube
about
channel.
that in our Discord.
Myself included.
Without further ado, let's move on to the updates you've all been waiting for.
NGS Hot Information.
First off, I'd like to share some info on the August updates. Let's start with a video.
Okay, Chapter 2.
Oh, starting off with the story right off the bat.
Ina. And you, too. I'm so glad we finally found you. So, what's with the outfit?
Oh, great, they're bringing her
Crawford gave it
back.
to me.
Yeah.
Thank you all for coming. Today, I'd like to discuss our surveys of Halfa's various regions.
Would it
The original
be
outfit
alright
was
if
better.
We helped out with her research, too?
Unfortunately, I'll need you two to focus on your own duties.
What?
Okay, Lucille Exploration is coming up first. Alright, so looking in the at the mini-map, you can see different boxes there. But okay, there's actually some decent variation in each room, it looks like. Including vertical height. That was something I was worried about with this being a random thing, but okay. New 9-star weapons.
Ah, okay, you can exchange for them.
Yep. Dark Ragna!
Wait, what the heck is that doing here?
Wait a minute, are these virtual simulations of them? Because that did not have the usual skin tone for it. Okay, then we have Alliance Spaces. Okay, so then the question is, if they've brought Dark Ragna back, how many other bosses are they bringing back? And is it all just, again, training?
Well, the technically everything in the Divide quests were training as well. They were all virtual.
Preset skills can be added and enhanced. They finally fixed it.
I don't know how many people were asking for that backdrop.
Oh, we have an actual DPS meter now. They said they were implementing it, but that's a different look than I think everybody was expecting. Because it's not just a room that you load into. High-resolution display of other players? Even more designer dreams is coming. Banana on the head.
What the heck was that tail?
I'm not sure. Oh wow, okay, so now you can just look like a penguin wherever you're going.
Wait, is it that the penguin from Evangelion, or...
It kind of
no?
looks like that, yeah, Pen. Although I don't think it had the same markings on its body. Sign of the Planet Breaker. This is the week after, so on the 9th. Darkfall Solace.
Wait, it's a Dark Falls.
I think that's what it said.
Then this thing is not related to the Great Light.
And then we got a new mission pass. And here's the Uncle from Another World collab.
Oh boy.
Yeah, we'll see. We'll see how this one turns out. I mean, I haven't even had a chance to take a look at that series yet. Honestly, I'm not getting much from the outfits here.
Yeah, but look at the faces. It looks like they're actually including face change. Like they're including face new faces with this set.
Yeah, I guess you're right, yeah. Okay, I'll admit, those swords look kind of cool. Well, it looks like they're going all out with this then, since they're even getting motions in.
Well, okay.
The Genesis Tower.
Oh boy, they actually made it so that I have to pay attention to this now, just through those consoles alone.
What did you think? Let me walk you through the update with some slides.
All right, I'll say that was a pretty good update to start things off with here.
Yes, it was. It's
Although not
a little
featured in
scary
the
about
video,
some stuff they're doing.
Remix line July 2023 and Rewind collection July 2023.
It's all about seeing if
will be
they're able
coming
to
July
to
26th.
deliver on that in terms of what
Remix
we're
line
expecting.
July 2023 will offer variations of outfits previously released in NGS, as well as shoes from the outfits made into accessories. In addition to the Rappies emote and avatar items, the scratch count bonus will also net you the C Hull Finale S capsule, which sets the effects of the powerful augment capsule C Hull Finale to your equipment with a single effect, so be sure to check it out.
So they're giving out HAL Finale now as part of the
Collection
scratch
July
ticket.
2023 is a selection of scratch ticket items
That is
with
selling
NGS
that is-
that came out from June
That's
to
pay to
July
win.
of last year.
That's pay to win.
The motion change, glide, umbrella, and other items will be re-released as a scratch count bonus. If you have already registered this motion change, you can exchange it for a consumable at the item recycle. Add it to your favorite fit to enjoy character creation. Chapter 6, Part 2 of the main story will be available on August 2nd. In a meeting
I
of
am
Legion
absolutely
leaders,
disappointed with
Crawford
Manon's
announces
redesign.
Manon's return.
I was hoping that we were just getting a new character.
Aina is happy to be
Agreed.
able to fight
Yeah,
with
I don't-
Manon again. So
I don't know
what
what
kind
it
of
is. I
future
don't know if it's
awaits
the
our three
zippers
main
or something
characters?
else, but something just doesn't look right.
Mini episodes will be coming along with the main story.
And they really didn't drop much info at all
Watch
about
them all
what's
to
happening
see
in
how
this
each character
chapter.
reacts to what they learned from the battle on Lucille. Lucille Exploration. New large-scale standing content can be played by up to 8 players and is set on the floating island of Lucille that you visited in the main story.
Up to 8
In this
players,
quest,
okay.
There are special ability buffs to give you an edge. The objective is to acquire as many ability buffs as possible within the time limit, so get buffed up and defeat the boss enemy that awaits at the deepest level. Boss enemies are also strengthened with various abilities, so it is important to acquire these ability buffs to have an advantage in battle. Ability buffs can be obtained by completing the conditions set for each room. You can see available ability buffs on the radar map, so keep an eye out and collect them.
Now, is that timer per room, or is that the
This
entire
quest is a
timer?
random map, and the key to success is mutual
We have no
coordination
clue yet.
and cooperation among friends.
I also like
The
that it's
difficulty
8
level
players,
is slightly
and not
higher
4.
than regular quests. But even if you fail to defeat the boss enemy at the deepest level within the time limit, you will be rewarded according to the damage you inflict. So do not give up and challenge through to the end. The bosses Ruino
Sounds like they're copying
the
the
Huno await you at the deepest
divide
level.
point, the divide quests
Both
here.
bosses are the new
Kinda, yeah.
Ruinos enemy type and have distinctive visuals that may look familiar to ARKs who have played PSO2.
Haha.
They unleash powerful attacks, so stay on guard. In addition, we have a new series of 9-star rarity weapons for you, the Verschmelz series. Although their base performance is slightly lower than the Tisa series of 9-star weapons already available, the Verschmelz series is easier to obtain, and the potential is an effect that always generates a critical attack. We encourage you to explore the best combinations of preset skills and augments. In addition, the 8-star rarity unit Octo Armor also makes its debut. Plus, a new item, Growth Mint, will be dropped for Lucille Exploration.
So get
These
stacking
can be
those
exchanged for the 9-star rarity
those prism
Verschmelz weapons and the
weapons and
8-star
armors.
rarity Octo Armor unit I just introduced.
We've been working on it
You
already.
can trade for these at the Growth Mint exchange at Item Traders. Gather some growth mint to get great gear. In addition to being a Lucille exploration drop, you can also get your hands on a growth mint through daily task rewards. Daily tasks and title tasks will be added along with a new quest.
I don't know why there is a time limit, but that 100% crit rate is going to be big.
Almaty by completing the quest or defeating the boss at the deepest level, so be sure to give it a try. Alliance spaces, a new type of creative space for use by alliances, are arriving soon. These are available as separate spaces from the player's own personal creative space. They will be available for alliances with 4 or more members, so you must gather your alliance members before venturing forth. Alliance spaces are fun places for communication. An alliance bulletin board can also be set up as a handy way for alliance members to communicate with each other. We'll also be adding a Retum theme. Changing the theme will change the appearance of the island from the previous Aleo look to a Retum motif. What's more, we're adding lots of build parts to help you recreate the atmosphere of the Retum region. Purchase these with Genesis points and make a new atmosphere for your creative space.
Now, is it going to be free to change the theme,
Build parts
or
ported over
no?
from PSO2 furnishings will be added to the lineup available for purchase with SG. One of these, the conveyor belt, is a unique element that allows players to move along the floor, so be sure to try it out. We've got ARKS records for field races too. This time, we'll be running it for Halfia Lake Board, Stage 1, solo. You can participate just by challenging this course during the event period. Let's see if you can break the record. We've added weapon camo as drop items in some Trainia. Popular weapon camo based on weapons from PSO and PSO2 will be added as drop items to certain Trainia, including the Geometric Labyrinth, Trainia Advance, and Battle Dia Purple. Weapon camo drops are different for each Trainia, so even if you have already completed these Trainia, we encourage you to try them again. Preset skills can now be enhanced. In the same way that weapons can be made into multi-weapons, multiple copies of the same unit can be combined to increase the level of preset skills for the items on which they are based. Although not shown in the video, a new reward item, the SG Legacy Coordination Badge, will soon be available. This badge can be redeemed for the item of your choice from the selection of past SG scratch tickets. There are 2 types of badges, the hair badge, which can be exchanged for a hairstyle, and the pose badge, which can be exchanged for an emote or a motion change. One way to earn these badges is as part of campaign rewards. You will be able to change the status backdrop via Vital Gauge Design under Personal in the main menu. You can get more backdrop variations by using tickets, but some backdrops are available without tickets. Next, we will also be adding the ability to display damage per second under the options settings. You will be able to display the DPS of your attacks. Check out just how much damage your favorite weapons can do.
Makes it so you don't have to use like a spreadsheet
Moving
anymore,
on,
at least.
support NPCs will be coming to your aid in Battle Dia Yellow. They will appear in Battle
Wait,
Dia
why do
Yellow
we
in
need
Aleo,
support
Retum,
NPCs
and
there?
Kavaris.
I don't know, and is that going to cause issues
This
with
will make these fights
mechanics
easier
and
for
such?
solo players, so be sure
Have
to
no
take
clue.
advantage of this when leveling up your character. We've also heard your requests, and we'll be making it possible to teleport from the world map to cocoons and towers. We
on
hope this
top
will
of
be
all the new
useful when you're
Ryuker
out
devices that were
exploring the
added,
fields.
what, like a month ago?
In addition, if there are any limited time quests that have not been completed, an icon will appear on the NPC standing behind the quest counter. This should make it easier to notice when there are new limited time quests. Next, a quest counter section will be added to the tasks quest section of the main menu. This will make it easier to check and take on quests. Moreover, a titles section will also be added under the tasks quest section of the main menu. Please use it when you want to confirm titles while doing other tasks. Please note that the titles section in the personal section of the main menu will be removed accordingly. We will add some options to the ornament display settings under customized looks in the salon, namely the ability to edit faces, hairstyles, and head parts under Edit Head, which was another highly requested feature. It was previously announced that this feature would be limited to the NGS blocks, but we have decided to add it to the PSO2 blocks as well. Please take advantage of this when you use the salon.
Okay.
Next,
As long as it doesn't break
we added
anything.
an option
Right.
to show or hide values related to body shape under the salon settings section of Edit Miscellaneous.
I mean, at least
Please
they're
use
still
this when
developing
sharing
things,
details.
though they're not getting any new quests there.
Please note that
Although
the
for global,
accessory and cell shading
they are
values
adding that
are
one
always
thing.
displayed regardless of the option settings. New backdrops will be coming to ARKS IDs. Some can be obtained by earning title points, so be sure to collect and put them to use. We'll also be adding an option to the PC version to display other players at high resolution. This will make it possible to display other players in the same resolution as yourself. This may affect game performance depending on your PC specs, so please be careful when using these settings. Try using it when you take screenshots. We'll also be adding the option to change the height of portable holograms. You will be able to fine-tune the heights via the list under Place Portable Hologram, so you can change the settings to your liking and decorate the field more freely. In addition, when a member application is sent via search for currently recruiting alliances, the applicant will be added to the Alliance applicant list. This will make it easier to recruit and enroll members, so check it out. Next on the list, when you participate in ARKS Records content, you'll get an attack power buff when you use a weapon that can be equipped by your main class.
So they're still trying to
So be sure
de-emphasize
to use your main
subclasses then.
class's weapons to get the top score. Now I'd like to introduce a new AC Scratch ticket, Designer Dreams,
There
August
was already a
2023.
boost for the main
This
class
is the fourth
weapon.
round from the PSO2 10th Anniversary Item Design Contest. The lineup includes
Well, I know
beautiful
in
clothing
duels
and
they made it
unique
so that
accessories.
using a sub weapon didn't get any boost from the
Check
augments.
out the scratch count bonus for an alternative version of the motion change Motion Dash Penguin. The original being available as a scratch ticket prize. Beginning August 9th, ARKS will be able to take on the standing quest, Sign of the Planet Breaker, a major target suppression mission. This will be an incredibly high difficulty quest where you will face the new Dark Falls class starless enemy, Dark Falls Solus. Up to 4 ARKS can fight together at once, and the mission will be considered a failure if participants are incapacitated 5 times or if the battle goes over the time limit. It is not easy to defeat Dark Falls Solus, as its attacks are extremely fierce, and its attack power extremely high, even when compared to the powerful Dark Falls we faced before. So be sure to have all your equipment ready, and be fully prepared to take on this quest as many times as you need to defeat it. This quest can be taken on multiple times via the dimensional fault that appears in the southwestern part of Central Retum.
The
My main
Solus.
We'll also be
question-
holding
Go ahead.
ARKS records for Trinitas.
My main question is this going to be
This
canon
time,
to the
It
story?
will be for all classes in Geometric Labyrinth Rank 2
I guess
solo.
we'll have to see. I think there was a
And you can
cutscene
participate by taking
that they
it on
showed
during the
that's
event.
going to come with this. But Solus
Now, while this wasn't in the video, we've got a
translates,
sparkling
or rather,
brand new event scratch
means
ticket,
alone,
Treasure Scratch.
often used in stage
The
directions.
items in this scratch ticket are
Etymology
mainly
with
augment
Latin,
pixels and
which is
enhancement materials.
Interesting.
But the scratch
Solus
bonus will
alone
include the SG Legacy Coordination
and
badge
stage
code
directions
introduced earlier
with,
and other luxury items.
Idola, we had Dark Falls Theatre.
These tickets can be earned through urgent quest rewards and limited time daily tasks.
So maybe there's a relationship? We'll see.
Be sure to snag every single one of these gorgeous prizes. In Mission Pass NGS Season 23, you'll find new accessories such as the Minstaphone, which is based on a unit released in PSO2, the Flight Stick, which is based on a controller, and even an alternative effect color version of the Motion Change Motion Glide Charged. Please note that from NGS Season 23 onwards, you will no longer choose rewards from tiers. Instead, you will be able to get all items. So go through all the tiers to claim your rightful rewards.
Okay.
Before the start of the Uncle from Another World collab on August 9th, we're releasing a celebratory illustration. Uncle from Another World is a series based on a comic book by Hotondo Shindeiru. The original comic has sold more than 3.3 million copies, including digital, and is extremely popular. The illustration shows Uncle, Elf, and Mabel, whose avatar items will be featured in this collaboration, along with characters based on the NGS protagonists. The character Uncle is a Sega maniac from the old days. His expression of happiness at collaborating with a Sega game is very heartwarming. In this Uncle from Another World collab, not only will there be a scratch ticket where you can get collab items, there will also be a limited time login bonus and campaign coming as part of the collab. The Uncle from Another World collab campaign includes a login bonus in which you can earn building parts based on the Uncle from Another World series and Mag Evolution devices based on Sega gaming consoles. At the same time, we will also be holding a beginner's boost campaign for Battle Dia Yellow. Be sure to check it out too.
We know from the roadmap there's supposed to be a
we would like
second
to
collaboration
introduce the new
coming
AC scratch
either
ticket,
later in
Uncle from
August
Another
or in
World
September.
style. The lineup includes avatar items to turn your character into
Makes
Uncle,
me wonder
Elf,
what-
or Mabel, weapon camo.
There's a lot of speculation
more
that
collab
it's going to
items.
be
Nostalgic Sega hardware
Kalabukia
designs such
related.
as Genesis and Sega Saturn will also
I've
be
ever heard of
featured
that
in
one.
this collaboration.
frame arm,
So be sure
frame
to
arms
look out for them
and
as well.
such.
Gotcha.
They've done it before.
Although
I've shown
not
you
shown
some
in
of
the
the
video,
kits.
We will be releasing 2 types of AC scratch tickets from August 16th. For the AC support items select August 2023, some useful items for progressing in the game, such as XD-type augments and items to support weapon enhancement, are coming back.
That's really early for them to be doing that
The
again.
lineup will be the same as the AC support item select June 2023 released in June. Rewind Collection August 2023 is a selection of NGS spec AC scratch ticket prizes released from August to September last year. As for the scratch count bonus, the Motion Change Dash, Marlin Rider EX, and more are coming back. Those who have already registered this motion change can exchange it for consumables at Item Recycle. So enjoy character creation with a wide variety of items. We're also holding ARKS records for field races. This time, it will be for the Midiola Outer Area 2 board Stage 1 solo course, and you can participate simply by playing the course during the event period. That's all for the updates for the first half of August. Let's move on to the updates for the second half of the month, starting with this video.
Alright, I'm hearing Wolfo music. New limited time quest. Oh, we haven't been back here in a while.
Is this all focused around the starting island?
It looks like it, yeah. Which means everybody's gonna see that those weird graphics around the landing pod when you get there. Can't believe they never sorted that out. How about some End Bold swimwear?
Okay, this is kind of getting dumb.
A little bit, yeah. Alright, 24-player quest in Belagana Ruins. Also got Arms showing up.
Thing is, I don't think anyone's run into difficulty getting those enemies taken care of.
Now I'll give you an overview with some slides of the updates for the second
Okay,
half
so the
of
back
month.
half is a little weak, but honestly, they kind of front-loaded things this time. I think they knew they
Take on the
had to do
limited
something
time
quick
quest,
here.
Blazing Battle, set on Kanai Isle in the Elio region. Up to 4 people can accept this quest, and the objective is to destroy all enemies that appear across multiple waves within the time limit. You can increase the time limit by either defeating a certain number of target enemies or enemies with a special marker. The enemies will appear at various locations around the island, so use skylifters and other field mechanics for maximum efficiency. Also, we're holding ARKS records for limited time quests for the first time. To be eligible, 2 or more players will need to participate in the limited time quest, Blazing Battle, which will be open to parties and all classes. To get the best score, make good use of the field mechanics and keep track of enemy locations.
Okay.
Now it's time to show off our latest AC scratch ticket, Stylish Summer. It will include a sailor-style dress and a variety of similar denim-style outfits. The scratch count bonus includes an alternate version of the motion change dash Lovely, included in the scratch ticket prizes. So be sure to check that out as well. You'll also be able to play the new 24-player limited time quest, A Ruins Interception. In this quest, you'll face the Megalotics versions of Crocodilus Vera and Arms Vera in the Belagana Ruins. The boss enemies will be backed up by other enemies during combat, so split up to take them on while watching out for the boss enemies' super powerful attacks. We're also holding ARKS records for field races. This time, it will be for the South Kavaris Dash Stage 1 solo course, and you can participate simply by playing the course during the event period. Lastly, although not shown in the video, we will be releasing the Revival AC Scratch Ticket Emote Collection August 2023 on August 30th. This scratch ticket is exclusively PSO2 spec emotes released in the past. If you have emotes that you have not yet been able to grab, now's your chance to snap these up. That's all for the update info I have for today. Let's move on to the next segment.
NGS Operation Report.
For this segment, the NGS Operation Report, I, Hiro Arai, select questions and comments from players to bring to the development and live operations teams and bring you their answers. Here's the first one. Please increase how many favorites I can have so I can save more emotes. Here is our team's response. In response to this request, we plan to expand the emote favorite save slot limit to 100 in an October update.
100 from 25.
We
Oh boy.
appreciate your patience in the meantime. That was their answer. It can be hard to find emotes from a long list, so this is great news.
And this is on top of doing
Let's move on to the next
keybinds,
question.
I believe.
Do you have any plans to change the augment capsule lineup in the shops? Here's what they had to say. We plan to add Gigas Force Series and Dreadkeeper 4 in an October update. We'll be adjusting the lineup with other augments as well.
What about in the treasure shop?
That was their response. Let's keep going.
Do they even remember the treasure shop exists?
I heard
That's kind of
that
the problem.
super
They
high
forget about older
difficulty standing
content.
party quest coming in August will be difficult to complete on the first try. Could you share more on how you've adjusted the difficulty? Here is their message. In these quests, you will be fighting against Dark Falls Solus, whom we shared details about in today's broadcast. We adjusted the difficulty to be a little harder than the currently available rank 2 of Drill Dark Falls Interception R2. Also, since some special attacks can pierce through your guard and can't be dodged, you will need to evade them by photon dashing and jumping. You can take it on anytime if you fulfill the battle power requirement, so we hope you'll enjoy taking on the challenge multiple times till you can triumph.
Now, part of the
That was what they had to
difficulty
say.
was just the time limit.
The next question is
with
about the
Dark
creative
Falls
space.
Round 2, so I guess we'll see.
I want to create
It
a
was-
wider variety of structures.
Time limits are
so could you
the bane of
implement new
hunters,
build parts?
unfortunately.
Here is their answer. We will be adding build parts, including building materials and natural objects, about once every 2 months going forward. In addition to new build parts, we will also be porting furnishings from PSO2, so please look forward to that as well.
Good
That
to
was
hear
their
it's a
response.
feature that's not just a one and done.
It's good to hear that porting PSO2 furnishings is on their to-do list. This will give us more creative freedom. Let's see the next question. Can I use the designs that I create in my creative space in my alliance space? Here is their response. In the alliance space, you can use designs you already own. However, please note that you cannot publish your designs by placing a design terminal in the alliance space. That was their answer. Now for the final question. Can we have simple methods to communicate with others in the creative space, such as sending likes, etc.? Here is what they said about this. In response to this request, we are considering adding a feature in a future update that will allow players to easily send each other kudos when players visit their creative space. Though it will take some time, please look forward to our update on this. That was their response. You can create a wide variety of structures in the creative space, and the content will be even more fun with a handy method to communicate with the owner of the space, even if only indirectly. That's all for our Q&A today. Moving forward, I will continue to select and bring your questions and feedback to the development
Don't you mean
operations
cherry pick?
teams and share their answers with you. Please also
Yeah,
let us know your
we'll get
thoughts
to that
about
a
this
little
show
bit later.
and the game with the hashtag NGS Headline on Twitter and other platforms. Moving on to the next segment.
NGS Satellite Information.
Now let's move on from updates and talk about some other NGS-related info. I'm sure it will get you even more excited about the game. Let's get started. Here are the details of the Team Up campaign and AC Purchase campaign that launch on August 2nd. We are holding a Team Up campaign to celebrate the release of the Alliance space. In this Team Up campaign, you can receive an accessory called Rappy Speech Bubble by logging in to
Wait,
the
are they
game during the
forgetting to
campaign
change the name
period
from Team Up
while belonging
from
to an
Team to
with
Alliance
4 or
here?
more members.
I think so, yeah.
In the AC Purchase campaign, you can get items such as the accessory Assorted Chocolates, the SG Legacy Coordination Badge Hair that I mentioned earlier, and even more.
Yeah, it would be more appropriate to call it a Join an Alliance campaign.
Don't miss out on
This
this
is
great
why
deal.
you don't just randomly change terms when you
An original
localize-
video commemorating the collab
localize
with
the game.
Uncle from Another World
Yep.
will be released soon. In the live video, Uncle, a Sega maniac, is enjoying NGS to the fullest. You'll also get to see his unique gameplay style, so please look forward to it. The video will soon be available on the PSO2 Global YouTube channel.
Is this going to be in English or Japanese?
We are proud to announce an NGS collab with the smash hit anime TV series Oshi no Ko.
Well, there's
In
the
addition to Avatar
there's the
items
second
for
collab.
Ai, Ruby, and Aqua, we'll have collab items like emotes, build parts, stamps, and portable holograms. This featured collab is scheduled to be released in September 2023. Check out the next headline for more details. The following is a quick introduction to Oshi no Ko.
Yeah, I hear you,
Hiro is a
Buffett.
gynecologist working in a suburban city. One day, Ai, his favorite idol from the idol group B Komachi, appears at his clinic. She has a forbidden secret. This ill-fated meeting sets their destinies in motion. And that's where the story really gets underway. The anime is based on a popular comic serialized in Weekly Young Jump magazine. This stunning work by the dream tag team of Aka Akasaka and Mengo Yokoyari shows the entertainment industry from a whole new angle. Please look forward to these collabs with the latest anime programs that were just broadcast this spring. That's all for this episode of NGS Headline. In this program, we are looking for your opinions to help us improve NGS. We encourage you to tweet not only about the game, but also about your impressions of the program and any messages of support for the development and live ops teams, etc., if you have them. To make sure we see them, please add hashtag NGS Headline to your tweets. As a representative of
So
the
you
users,
don't want us going
I
to
will
the
continue
Discord
to
then.
work with the development team to make NGS a more enjoyable game for everyone, and I look
Kind
forward
of
to your continued support.
yeah, kind of an admission there.
Still, it's a
The
different
next
message than
episode of
usual
NGS
to
Headline
hear them
will be
say
on
that.
Tuesday, September 5th. We will be focusing mainly on the September updates.
Next episode
Don't
on
forget to
September
like
5th.
and
Okay.
subscribe. Now then,
Kinda
Arts,
late.
I'll see you at the next NGS Headline.
Thanks for watching here on Tuesday night. I'll see you on next NGS Headline. Bye-bye.
Alrighty. What do you think of that overall?
Well, I'm still. Biggest problem is they still haven't fixed the base issues with the game. They're adding new stuff on top of the game, but they're not fixing the they're not fixing the casual issues with the game. The stuff like the open world is still empty. We're having issues with now spoiler ridden content overlapping into areas where new players can come in. It's basically we're running into a problem where there's a laser focus on in-game content again, and we're not getting the new player stuff is being almost completely ignored.
Yep, I agree. It seems like they're trying to completely distance themselves from version 1, and yet version 1 has some major issues that need to be addressed, especially like you said, you know, new players can just run straight into a starless without warning, just going up to you know, stepping out into the free fields when there's a storm.
It's not even running into a starless whenever there's a storm. There is a starless patrol in each gathering area now. And then there's also the problem of general, like, when you go for, there's issues with the general, the basic grind of the game.
Yeah, it's not a good situation. So, yeah, we gotta hope that they do start paying attention. Actually, at this point, why don't we bring up the thing you suggested we do this time, and we take a look at some of the things that players have suggested in the past.
These are still relatively new suggestions. I mean, we could go farther back, but these are from the official Discord.
Yep. So this one is asking for the implementation of a footwear toggle independent of basewear and setwear ornaments. Then we have another here removing the minimum 500,000 M aesthetic cap for featured items.
That one has been asked for repeatedly because, honestly, it just it creates a bunch of items that players can't do anything with. And they said, oh, we'll just let you trade these items in for something that's absolutely worthless.
Yep. Yeah, that's not good. And then we've got this one here, material storage should be included with premium. I'll agree with that one for certain.
Same here. It would add value to premium, which already doesn't have very much value to it. I mean, right now, if I stopped paying for premium, what would I imagine I would only lose item storage right now. and that would be about all I would really miss.
Yep. I'll agree with you there. Then we've got create a cooldown system to punish players abandoning emergency quests, which technically this already exists and has existed, but what it is if you abandon too many things, your account just outright gets banned.
Yep, this is one of those things where there kind of already is a punishment in place, but there's also a case of players want... Well, there is an issue with a lot of players expecting stronger players to carry them through content. That doesn't work, and that's one of the reasons why I downvoted this. The other is sometimes you can't avoid abandoning content. For the last few years, until just recently, I had issues with Phantasy Star just crashing randomly on me, or my graphics driver just going poop, just deciding to die randomly and kicking me out of the game. And that could happen during an urgent quest very easily.
Yep.
So there is, so to an extent, there's a reason why that has such a high downvote count. But at the same time, I understand where they're coming from with this one.
Right. The better way to do this is, rather than punishing players for abandoning, would be instead to actually fix the system where players can just drop in, drop out whenever they want.
That used to be the system, wasn't it? Or we could actually have a system similar to Final Fantasy XIV, where as long as you had joined the quest early on, you could just hop back in when you log back in.
Yeah. Save the fact that the player is in the quest, and then when they log back in, just immediately teleport them back into the quest.
And that works. That way, if there is a problem with the person's computer, it's not a situation where they are punished because there's a possibility they just plug pulled on the Ethernet cable, but it could actually be a situation where the computer just died randomly. I'm pretty sure Bufflet understands that feeling of having just the game just die randomly on them when we played.
Yep. Even I've encountered the random 630, so it's like they got to do something here if their own servers are just not going to be stable. I mean, I'd say 5 minutes would probably be appropriate before dropping the player out from the quest list.
That might be. And then open up that slot for someone else to hop in. Like, maybe, there are a lot of people who want to run emergency or urgent quest multiple times. Maybe make it so that a player who's already completed the urgent quest once can hop back in on a group that needs it because someone left.
Yep. And that's how things used to, or rather, you used to be able to do multiple runs of an emergency quest in base PSO2, but they took that away here in New Genesis for some reason.
Oh, I can tell you why they did that.
They didn't want rares.
It wasn't that they didn't want rares. It was that there were people bullying new players for not having the power to just basically just jam through the urgent quest at a high speed, because when the urgent quest was up in base PSO2, you had a limited time. You had a limited number of runs you could get through that because of the time limit before you could no longer take the quest again. And so it wasn't because they didn't want the players to earn more rares. It was because the players were attacking the newer players, and the players with weaker equipment for not being up to spec. So they were trying to curb so it was basically a situation where we lost something because of player elitism.
A lot of good it did, because there are still players doing that even now. I mean, honestly, the better way to do it at this point would be probably to actually expand the urgent quest window from like 30 minutes out to like maybe 2 hours and allow players to do like 2 or 3 runs. So that way, it really doesn't matter if you're taking a while to get it done.
Or maybe we should just abandon the entire urgent quest system and have a system that's similar to what we have going on in Final Fantasy XIV, where you can just queue up at any time for a dungeon run.
Yep. Or if Sega wants to still limit the number of times you can run things, then maybe you do a daily distribution like casino passes. You get 1 urgent quest ticket for all the different urgent quests you could run per day or something.
Yep. Or basically you can run as many times as you want, but only the first few times do you have a boosted drop rate.
Yep. And you could still, for players that don't need it, you can just sell the runs on the player market.
Yep. So Drakina, sorry if I'm mispronouncing your name. I've seen them on Twitter. Well, X now. Drakina here brings up a good point that the battle power system is currently broken because of, well, the developers own chasing. Well, they started chasing the min-maxers again.
Yep. Yeah, it's yeah, especially because there are certain things that you can put on units that just don't actually improve your attack power, but it still gets you past that battle power requirement. It's Sega's got to do something. They at this point, the better option may be to abolish the current battle power system and instead require a certain level as well as a certain number of augments, and refine the augments that don't give you any attack power, add that into them or something like that to kind of fix the situation. Yeah, like what they're saying in the bottom list here. A minimum weapon potency up, along with having the potential unlocked at level 6, and then a certain number of augments. Yeah.
I personally think that what they could do instead is redo the battle power calculation. The reason they haven't done that is because when they created battle power, they were trying to count everything. They were trying to avoid chasing the min-maxers. That didn't last long, unfortunately, because the min-maxers will always kind of just go flying. Will get ridiculous. What they could do is instead readjust the calculation for the augments based on how much potency that augment gives from now on. So, like, yeah, you might be able to get some tiny amount of battle power for the other augments that don't give potency, but the big battle power improvements come specifically from weapon potency.
Okay, so maybe the idea then is require a certain star rarity in weapons then, along with a certain level.
But then you run into people with specialized builds that utilize the weaker weapons that actually, in some situations, actually outperform the newer star rarities.
That's true. And there was definitely some division between the players that looked at this one, so it had more downvotes than up.
But the fact is, in total, it's still it's an example of a problem that needs to be looked at, even though there's a division about how to go about it.
Agreed.
And once again, that was cherry picked. They did not. I mean, I've seen even Japanese players complain about this.
Yeah, it's definitely something that needs to be fixed. It's just more, I'm not sure if they even know what they can do to fix it right now. It
comes with how the game is played. In Final Fantasy 14, defense is actually important because you can't just say get good with. It's not. There is a point where the defense does not actually provide a. I mean, there's a point in Final Fantasy 14 where you can't just min-max your damage versus defense. You need defense in order to not get. You can't avoid every attack. That's what I'm saying.
Yep. There are those raid wides, and then the top tier guilds. They have everybody stack on top of each other, specifically for healer, mana preservation, and things like that. So no, I get what you're saying, but you do need to also have the proper gear as well to get it done. Let me expand this a bit here so we can see this. Okay, so this one is saying to throw previous limited quests, urgent quests, and new small quests as rare random quest proposals in the area that can be accepted after doing stuff. I agree. It never really made sense to me why, unless you were doing like some kind of a collaboration or something like that, where you might not legally be able to hang on to things for too long, where you would eventually need to actually get rid of it. But yeah, I agree. Why can't we play some of those older quests, like the ones that we had just a month or two ago with the Rappies, trying to summon the Rappies to the stage, essentially.
Yep. And here's the thing. They used to do this in base PSO2, and they call them level up quests, and they would be cycled in and out.
Yep, on a daily basis. Let's see. And then we've got another one here. This one's just, this doesn't make any sense. Why is there a Genesis point cap?
I can tell you. Because gathering Genesis points is a treadmill for the players. It's something to get them to keep coming back for more. If the players basically max out their Genesis points, if they reach a point where they have no need for the rest of the game to ever earn more Genesis points, then that's one more reason for them to stop playing and stop participating in
True.
So it's purely just to force player engagement down the road. You hit the cap, you have to spend stuff, and if you can't anymore, well, you still have to buy more. Basically, it's just to make sure you just don't have such a... Basically, it's like they're trying to avoid the current situation you have with your star gems.
Yep, I get what you're saying in that. And they want players to keep seeing new creations that players put out, especially when they release new themes and things like that, like they're going to soon.
Yep.
Alright, and then this one is saying, convert items to Meseta based on player market value.
This is a disaster. If this was ever implemented, it would be such an easy Meseta dupe.
Yeah, and I can see why a whole bunch of players downloaded this one. Up next we had... Oh, I think this is a duplicate, actually.
No, this...
It's not...
This is a similar... from a different person. I didn't... But yeah... basically she's just saying the exact same thing as an earlier one. I must have must have not realized I already grabbed something like this. But yeah, same. Another person saying material storage should be added, should be included with premium.
Yep, I'll agree. Okay, this one is a Ranger quality of life adjustment, specifically with blight rounds. I'll agree with this one. This one's basically asking, when a blight round is applied, can you get like a little timer or something that shows how much time is remaining? Or I guess the other way to maybe do it is to maybe make the blight round either blink or change to a color to indicate that it's about to fall off.
Yep. I was about to suggest the same thing. Like how our photon point bar will starts off looking relatively bright, but turns into it's like you're starting to suffocate yourself. Like as it goes down, it starts to turn blue, like it's like you're running out of breath or something. Like similar situation they could have done with the blight rounds, where the reticle slowly changes color to indicate that the effect is falling off.
Yep. And then last one we have here. Whoops. This is talking about the battle point requirement from Dual Quest and making DeFi type augments award 0 battle power. And so this kind of goes back to what we were talking about before, whereby certain augments you could have that are defensive rather than increasing your attack. In this case, if you're wearing DeFi augments, it does nothing for you outside of Dual Quest. So
yeah, this is one of those things where this isn't just a... I think they added they had a DeFi augments give battle power because there's a battle power requirement on Dual Quest, and if you don't have... This is a situation where I guess you could say they needed the battle power requirement. Well, actually, no, they should have just removed the battle power requirements for the Dual Quest, just as they said.
Yep. And having it give nothing for those augments would basically make it so that somebody doesn't accidentally go into regular content with these DeFi augments on, forgetting to re-equip their regular gear, essentially.
I have done that before. That's not fun.
Yep. But yeah, that's what we had for this little segment. Go ahead and say in chat or in the comments below if you want to see us continue on with this segment next time. We have one more thing for New Genesis today. There is actually a balance adjustment coming in August here, so let's just go through those here quickly here. So for Ranger, the launcher attack Reinforce, that is getting its cooldown time reduced. For Gunner, the Hail of Bullets is having its potency increased as well as a reduced cooldown time. And then for their 4 Photon Arts, they increase the charge amount of the Hail of Bullets gauge. For Force, Tricky Capacitor, Bloom Flourish, and United Techniques Force are all having their potency increased. And then for Tector, they're getting the same increases as well for their potency. And then for Braver, Brave Combat, they're going to get increased combat finisher potency as well as reduced cooldown time. And then the Brave Combat Short Cycle is also getting a reduced cooldown time. And then lastly for Bouncer, the Jet Sweep Jolt, that's getting increased potency as well as an increased photon point recovery amount. So not a ton of changes here, but it certainly seems like it's definitely going to be buffing some of the classes, although not certain if some of these classes actually needed these buffs or not.
From what I heard, poor Gunners actually needed the buffs badly.
I'll agree on that. It's more Braver I was referring to in that one.
Yeah, that class probably could survive a bit of some of the hero treatment, in that it could probably stand being ignored for a few months here.
Yep. And it's been a while since Hunter's gotten any changes, so... But alright, let's move on now to Clementine, where they've had an event running here. So, basically this event has had 3 different quests in play, and there was a new quest each week. We're currently in the final week of this event, where all 3 of the quests are available. There was 1 quest per week before that. And there was also an issue with the Flooded Infection quest, where they had to apply a hotfix because there were too many effects in the B4 area when 6 players were in there. And then moving on from that, aside from that, they also adjusted some sluggish enemy spawns throughout the mission. They completely reworked Block 3's layout for enemy spawn pattern. They removed the turrets from Block 4 in the party version to avoid sometimes having unhittable enemies with 6 players. They added 3 more clear boxes at the end of the mission, and they reduced the enemy HP on the solo version from 50%, or rather to 50% from 75%. And then there was another maintenance on July the 9th to enable the 3rd event mission, along with adding a bunch of fixes here. They added a photon point cube next to the event counter in Perum West. They added the Crusher collapse damage modifiers to both subs and nanoblast damage calculation. They fixed a bug where just attack damage plus was not being applied to nanoblast. Fixed an issue where equipping GAS style abilities would not always save correctly. Fixed a bug where the stability GAS style would have a 50% chance to have no hit flag, as well as a bug with the stand firm GAS style where it would have a 50% chance to also have a no hit flag. They also fixed a bug where Photon Arts would have lower level stats when their level limit was modified with GAS. So level 50 PAs would be using level 49 stats and sometimes display even as level 49. They also fixed a bug where sometimes Photon Arts would artificially gain a level. And then also they fixed a handful of enemies that had incorrect resistances. And then Coast's Diary was returned to its owner as instructed by the item's description. Anyone that still possesses a fake copy of the diary has seen it transform into the false grimoire. Alright, and then moving on from that, they also did their own little Happy Birthday Sonic thing in-game, where you were able to set your character either to Sonic, Tails, or Knuckles until you changed universes or went into your room. And then following that, a bit of bad news happened here. They have their servers hosted in New York, and the data center that they were located in unfortunately had a fire occur inside of it. So eventually they did get full details about it, but the effort took several days for them to recover from it. And it wasn't just only their server that was affected, of course. This was everybody in the data center that was affected. Following that, they had, once the servers were back up, they did add in a bunch of boosts, including an EXP, mission point, photon point experience, shiny rate, and special weapon rates all multiplied by 2. And then they also got the Guardian's Cash boost working. Along with that, the rates have been doubled for certain ultra rares in the Oozing Chaos, Flooded Infection, and Reverie of Ice and Fire. And then they gave a bit of a preview of what's to come with the next couple of updates here. So, Update 60 is going to have 4 new missions, 3 free missions, and 1 daily mission. The daily mission would be able to be accepted once per day, and it will reset at the same time as all the other daily events. The daily mission is called Clem Camp. Rank C to A will be available from the 5th floor normal counter. This mission, players will be able to choose what kind of loot they want before starting the mission. And then the new free missions are Dark Lab, Infernal Gardens, and Seed Assault. And then with these, there are new items, the Excalibur Ultra Rare, the Gold Millet Ultra Rare, along with a Shiny variant, and the Floating Dagger Ultra Rare, and the Dark Bridge. Dark Bridge will be a board players can make with a 1% success rate. So good luck to all the gamblers. I don't know if that rate is increased by the partner machines or not. I would suspect it would be, so that would bring your chance of crafting it up to 21%, I believe. The stats will be in line with the Cycle Wand. And then the Ultra weapons will become tradable along with the weapon cores as well. They'll also be introducing some more striking and range photon arc balance changes with the update, along with buffs aimed at Pro-Transer. And then a new GAM rare mission is currently being worked on, and if it is ready in time, it will be included with this update. If not, it'll be released when finished. You can look forward to getting a /U version of a shotgun that's very familiar to Xbox 360 players from this mission. Unfortunately, I played on the PC PlayStation 2 version, so I'm not quite sure which one that is. And then for Update 61, the Guardian Colony GDR will be taking place. The lineup is going to be Dark Lab, Rising Malice, and Fantastic Voyage. And then later this year, there's going to be a new Ultimate difficulty added in. And they're taking comments on what should be in that. But the main idea for Ultimate missions is to increase the number of enemies and their spawn densities, and to redesign map routes for certain missions. They're going to revamp some missions to have 4 to 6 party members in mind, by utilizing branching paths requiring teamwork to accomplish certain goals, etc. And they would also like to have versions of the missions that would be designed for a party size of 1 or 2. And then for /U weapons, those are going to become available as drops from Ultimate, instead of needing to trade in the weapon cores for them. And then another idea they have is for players to be able to add random stats onto their /U and /UR weapons. They're still working on the best way to accomplish that, and the idea for now is to have players use materials from Ultimate to add the random stats. But yeah, if you're in the Clementine Discord, then you can join the new Ult discussion channel to give your thoughts and feedback on that.
I am glad the game's seeing growth beyond just what was officially available.
Agreed. I'm curious if they're ever going to be able to make the battle system like it was in Portable 2, but this is still good to to basically make it so that even the experienced players still have more things to do in the game, even after hitting max level. But that's all that I had here today. Did you have anything else you wanted to add today, Brooks?
Well, a small PSA to everyone. So on Twitter, I was seeing a Japanese player asking about how enemies scale up and down HP wise when multiple players are involved. So I thought I'd share a bit of knowledge from way back when NGS Star launched, and they just released Gigantics. They revealed how the HP scaling works. So basically, bosses go up by 50% of their base HP for every player that does non-attenuated damage to it, but it will not go back down once the player leaves. So basically, if you see someone fighting a Gigantics out there, either decide if you decide you want to attack, understand you should stay for the long haul on that one, just so you're not basically making things a whole lot rougher for the player who's fighting it.
Yeah, you don't want to just abandon and then make it so that the remaining players have to basically pick up what you left on that boss, essentially.
But this also applies to urgent quests as well. It's very possible to, thanks to this system that was included, it's very possible to go solo most urgent quests now.
Yep. Yeah, one of the things that players may not realize is if they're concerned about players that don't have the gear properly set up and they're just going to abandon the quest, then at that point just go in solo instead and just do it yourself.
It may be maybe a little bit longer than having a party of all well-geared players, but still, at the very least, have a general idea of how long it's going to take that way, and you're not having to pick up the slack of other players.
Yep. I'm able to take down most bosses, even though I'm a hunter, which is not the strongest class. I'm still able to take them out at a decent rate that I'm happy with.
Yeah, the latest urgent quest with the Zephetto clone. Yeah, that is. I think both of us have gotten the S rank on that solo.
Yep. Yeah, that's no problem.
Other than that, I don't think I have anything else to share.
Alright, and I don't either. And so that's going to bring us to the end of this episode. On behalf of Rooks and myself, thank you for joining us today. Day has dawned. Have a great day, everyone.